Good morning, everybody. This is Michelle with Creative Operation and Country Craft Creations. I'm here today with a design team project that I want to share with you. Part of my design team package was Echo Park's Fall Fever, and I really love the paper. I've got a couple really cute projects that I wanted to share with you using this paper. Fall is my favorite season. I love it, and I love Halloween and everything. I've been doing a lot of Halloween stuff. I still am probably going to be doing some more Halloween stuff, but you know, we got to get into fall too because Thanksgiving's coming up. So I was playing with my explosion board. I have not been playing with my explosion board as much lately as I have wanted to, and this is an idea that I have already actually done once in a tutorial for a very small gift box, but I wanted to share with you a different idea for a gift box with this. So for those of you who have the explosion board, this is going to be amazing, and I think it's really fun. So let me show you here real quick my prototypes. So it's a cute little box, and I designed it so that there is a finger pull, and so you'll notice that I have my envelope scoreboard out here as well, but the box lid goes all the way down and covers the box, and when you pull it out, you have your explosion box, and this could be a gift box, and then you could also use it as like, you know, a greeting card of sorts. So I just thought this was really fun. It fits snug, so there are different measurements that I will be giving you for all of the different sizes, but because the inner box explodes out a little bit, it does kind of hold it in place so it doesn't fall out. So I did experiment with using my envelope punch board to create the thumb notch so that you can open it up. I also used a different circle punch that I have, or a thumb notch punch from We Are Memory Keepers. You can use a circle punch if you want. So whatever you have in your stash, you can do that. But again, the lids are designed so that they fit pretty snug. They won't fall off, and then they're easy to pop off since they're the same, you know, height as the actual box. So let me show you my prototype that I did using the papers Fall Fever, again by Echo Park. These are available at Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com, and it's just a very simple looking box on the outside. And then on the top, they had 4x4 cut-aparts, which were perfect. I just cut them down a little bit, and I did use distress ink on them. I just thought that was really pretty. I had some twine and these wooden leaves from my stash to make a little decoration. And then this little adhesive brad is from the design team package as well. So then when you pop the top off, I just want you to notice I left the inside plain, and I'll show you how I did it so that there are no, you know, tabs on the inside so that the box slides open and close very nicely. And then you have your explosion box. And I did this really simply. I'm thinking, okay, so Thanksgiving's coming up, right? You could put, for place setting, you could put a little present in here. You can decorate it. You could have a little sentiment on the inside, which is what I was thinking. You could write your little message, so it's not only a gift box, but it can be a greeting card as well. Put a little goodie in there, set it on your place settings, and boom, there you go. So this would be cute for birthday parties. You could fill it full of candy for Halloween. I mean, there's all kinds of different things you could do with this. And I love the fact that it's super simple. It doesn't take a lot of paper. I'm going to give you the measurements for all of the sizes that you can make with the scoreboard. And yeah, I'm going to demonstrate the largest one. The one thing that you have to kind of think about it backwards, because when you use your explosion board, the box, I'm going to change the measurements. We're going to kind of ignore this for now. I'm going to give you some different measurements. The outer box is actually made the same size as this box, and then what we're going to do is create a box that's a little bit smaller to go on the inside. So for example, if the lid, the cover of the box is 12 by 12. I used a 12 by 12 to create that. The inner box is 1/8 inch smaller, so it will be 11 7/8 by 11 7/8. Okay, with me so far? So then if you're going to make the next size down, so let's say you want to make a little smaller box that's extra large, it's 11 by 11 for this outer box here for the cover of your box. But the inside, the explosion actual part, will go an 1/8 inch smaller, so it'll be 10 7/8 by 10 7/8. So I'm going to have that listed down below in the description for all of these sizes. So use that. Don't use this when you create these boxes, just because I don't want you to get confused. This is a little bit different way to actually use this board, which is really kind of fun. So let's get started with the tutorial. I'm going to put this box off to the side, and then I'm going to grab, the first thing we're going to do is the box top. Okay, so like I said, the box top, the measurements will match this box chart here. So if you kind of think about it like backwards or something, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it, but anyways, we're going to start with a 12 by 12 for the box top. Okay, so this is the actual cover, and you're going to put it in your scoreboard, and because it is the 12 by 12, we are going to use the XXL line. So the extra large line, if I can find my, see, I haven't even started doing anything yet, and I'm already losing my stuff. I'm really famous for that. So it is a 12 by 12 paper. We're going to score on the XXL line. So you're just going to do that all the way around. And since this is the actual top to the box, we're just going to do the 4 sides. We're not going to do any diagonals on this, okay? I'm using Artisan Cardstock. This is Olive from Country Craft Creations. On the demo piece, I used Navy from Country Craft Creations. It's just gorgeous. So once you score with the extra large line, the XXL line on all 4 sides, you have the 9 grids. What we're going to do is we're going to create some tabs. And we're going to glue these tabs on the outside of the box. And then that way, when you have the inside of the box, will be completely smooth so that your box will close very nicely. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do is cut up straight up this score line, like so. And then honestly, what I did was I cut, about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. I'm just eyeballing it, and I'm cutting off a piece like that, okay? So if you look at this, here's the score line here. I'm making my own tab here, and I'm just eyeballing this. This is going to be covered with pattern paper, so it doesn't have to be super perfect. And there's your first tab right there. So then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do this pinwheel style and just go all the way up, and I'm cutting straight up. Now, the other reason I'm doing this, there's 2 reasons. Not only is it giving me smooth insides, but when I wrap these tabs to the outside of my box top, it's going to create really nice smooth edges here too. So it's going to look very finished. So once you make your little tab, and again, you know, it can be anything. I'm eyeballing it. I'm sure that's closer to 1 inch than it is anything else, but you know, you just need tabs, okay? I'm going to just do this all the way up. Okay, cutting right to the score line. Whoop. And then you can cut that out however you want. Save these pieces. Put them in your stash. You can make things with them. I'm famous for keeping like everything, and eventually I'll find a use for it. That's for sure. And that's probably why my craft room really needs to be cleaned, because I keep everything. That's for sure. So I'm cutting straight up to the score like that, and then cut this piece off like so. Okay, so now we miter, and then we have the lid. Now this is not going to be decorated on the inside because it's, you know, a gift box. If you want to put pattern paper on the inside, you can certainly do that. Now is the time to do it. So this will be the outside. We're not going to do anything really with that. The inside, if you wanted to, go ahead and cover this with pattern paper. But I'm not going to do that. So the next thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to fold and burnish my folds here, my scores. Excuse me. And we'll do that on all 4 sides. And then we're going to create our box. So again, this will leave a smooth inside so that the box opens and closes really nicely. And then it'll also have very nice folded corners. So what I am going to do is go ahead and just glue those down. So I'm just going to take my art glitter glue wherever I lost it. And I'm going to put my art glitter glue here. And I'm just going to line up those corners and press that down, make sure that they're nice. Okay. And you can see that's where we're going to get our nice smooth edge. Excuse my reach. I'm going to grab one of my cloths here just in case. And then we're just going to continue around. Okay. So I'm going to lay this down. Sorry, I feel like I'm flipping and flopping all over the place. Do that. Make sure that's nice and pressed down. Now this box will get a little more sturdy at, what am I doing here? My glue bottle's in the wrong spot. That's why I keep reaching for my glue bottle and it's not where I usually put it. Okay. Make sure that the tabs are on the outside. Pressing that down. And then one more side, like so. Making sure my corners match up. Art glitter glue dries really fast, so this is good. Okay, so that is going to be the top of our box. Now, a couple things we need to note. Depending on how you are going to punch your holes here, if you're using a punch like this or a circle punch, go ahead and put your pattern papers on first and then just go ahead and put that in and punch it. If you're going to use your envelope scoreboard, then you can go ahead and punch that now and then punch your pattern papers later. So I'm just going to keep it simple and I'm going to use my thumb punch here for this. And I've already prepped my papers. Now remember, this is the top of the box and I just want to show you how simple this is. So I've got some decorations here. I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. You don't have to watch that, but I have my pattern papers picked out. So what we'll do is I'll just put one of the sides on for now. And then I'll punch the hole and, you know, that'll be that. It'll be done. And like I said, I did ink my papers. So I'm going to my side of my box. Now these papers are cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than the sides. So the sides are 4 by 4. So I'm cutting them at like 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And once you get that down, you can go on the inside and press that down really nice. Okay. And then just take this guy here and, or your circle punch, however you do it, and you can eyeball it. And there you go. And then all you have to do then is just grab your ink and then just re-ink those edges and you've got your thumb hole. So then once you do that, then you'll do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so that's your box top. Okay, so then the box bottom, let's put this off to the side and let's work on our box bottom. Now our box bottom is an explosion box, okay? And we're going to decorate it a little bit. I did not do the triangles for this, but if you do want to do the triangles, I'll give you the measurements in just a minute. But this particular box will be cut 1/8 of an inch smaller than the one we just did. So the box bottom, the actual explosion part, will be cut at 11 7/8 by 11 7/8 to fit this particular lid. So 1/8 inch smaller than the top, okay? So then you're going to put it in your scoreboard. You're going to score it in the same exact place. So on the XXL line, you're just going to go all the way around and score it, okay? So even though it is a little bit smaller, we're going to score on the same line. Okay. So XXL line all the way around. And then what you're going to do is go undo the diagonals in the corners. So I'm going to do the diagonal just to that score. So in the 4 corners, we're going to go around and do that. Like so. Okay, like that. So now we have our 9 squares, but then the outer squares have the diagonals in them. So I'm going to put my board to the side now because I'm done with that, and then I'm going to grab my self-healing mat and a ruler, and I'm going to grab my straight edge, and what we're going to do is trim off the corners so that way they don't encroach so much into the actual gift box itself. So we're just going to trim those off. Okay, so I'm just going to go corner to corner with my craft knife and my ruler here and just whack those off like so. Okay, all the way around. There we go. Okay, then all that's left to do now is fold and burnish this, so I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to start with all of my 4 straight lines here first. This is the easy project. Easy project. Each box will only require 2 pieces of cardstock and 2 pieces of pattern paper, and that's pretty much it. You can decorate it as much as you want. Okay, so once you have that, to do the diagonals, I just fold it in, and then I fold those corners back, and I make sure that the edges are lined up, and then I usually just use my fingers on the inside to make sure it's pressed, and then I give my bone folder in there. So again, you just fold it over, and then where that diagonal score is, just fold it back. And then I'm using my finger there to start the press and then get my bone folder in there for a nice crease. And then just repeat that all the way around. I should count how many things I figured out with this scoreboard. I got a lot of things I figured out with it. Okay, so there you go. All right, so this is complete. So this is the inside of that box, and then that will just fit nicely inside there like that, and then voila, you have your box. So now you can see why you need the finger pull here, because otherwise, you know, you got to dig your finger underneath the lid, and that's not really good. So if you want one on each side. Okay, so then once you do that, then all you have to do is decorate the inside. So again, I have my pattern papers already picked out. Now this box will be different sizes because, you know, we did cut it down a little bit shorter. So I did cut my papers. Let me see, 3 3/4 by 3 7/8. So they are a little bit different to fit. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 3 7/8 for the sides. All right, I did that, and then I picked this 4x4 piece, and I did cut it down a little bit, but then that way I can write my sentiment on the bottom, and this is 3 7/8 by 3 7/8 for the bottom, okay? And that's how you're going to decorate that. Now, I did not do the corners here, but if you do want to do the corners, what you're going to do is I'm going to measure this just to make sure. So this is 4 inches tall, so you're going to cut a triangle that is 3 3/4, or you're going to cut a square that's 3 3/4, and I probably should do that for you real quick. Hang on just a sec. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and then what you're going to do, if the paper is not, if it's not directional, then you can get 4 pieces out of 1 square. If it is directional, then, I mean, you're still going to get 4 pieces. papers, but you have to watch where you put them and how you cut them, okay? But you're just going to cut like that and then turn it with the flat side up, point down, cut like that, and then you should have your 2 pieces that will mat those corners, okay? So that's how you'll get that, you know, to do that if you want to. I decided not to, and I think it looks great as is. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all the papers on, finish this up, and then I'll come back and I'll show you my finished piece. Okay, I'm back and I finished decorating this box. It was super fast and easy to do. I used some stickers from my stash, these leaf stickers, just layered them on there, and then I had some more of my little wooden leaves that I thought looked really pretty with this collection, so I added those. This is a tag from the collection, and I just put a little bit of twine and some seam binding from Country Craft Creations through it, and doesn't that make a really pretty little presentation? So these boxes are just super cute. You can do so many things with them. And then you have your little thumb pulls on each side so that you can open the box very easily and then open it up for your gift, your sentiment. You could add pictures in here. You could do all kinds of things with it. So I just think this is a really fun little idea for a gift box that is going to be, I think, very much appreciated, and I think people will love it. So that's the end of my tutorial for today. So I hope you like it. I will be back soon with more tutorials, and please, visit Country Craft Creations at countrycraftcreations.com. This is Echo Park Fall Fever, and it is gorgeous. So check it out, and I will see you again soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.